Oh boy. Well, I actually talked about this video for a while. Oh, but yeah. This is. Oh, you hear that music?
It's a remix of an unused track on the Blue.
Why this?
Well, maybe because recently there was a Famitsu article.
About Game Freak its 30th anniversary. Game Freak, those of you don't know, in April, last month, Game Freak turned 30 years old. Oh, I got a 30-year-old birthday cake. Well, they announced that there would be an interview, a column about it. And well, what was the information? And well, more of high-res as version. Well, high-res as versions of stuff we'd already seen before. Or more interestingly enough, well, let's set the stage first. Remember back in, I think around 2010, and the start of this decade.
Oh, first, the music we're using is Pokemon Red / Blue, unused track remix by Jukebox 798, which is spelled like jukebox except with a G instead of a K.
So, anyone remember around the early 2010, and somewhat and stuff leaked to the public? Like about the original pitch for Pokemon, called Capsule Monsters. Original. For my research, this originally started out as a magazine from the 1970s. Tajiri made. However, it wasn't very popular. Pretty sure those that don't know, the Capsule Monsters pitch was at first rejected by Nintendo. I don't remember the reason, but it was that, but it was Shigeru Miyamoto who told them greenlit the project. Why am I telling this to you?
Because,
well,
recently,
last May,
we all know the original pitch for Pokemon is way different from what we actually got.
Yeah. Also, let's start. We continue with last May.
But we didn't really have access to the raw content that they were planning.
Or
aside from what we've been told and shown.
A Game Freak. Last May, it started with them revealing in the design process of how they designed Pikachu. When Ben just casually said at a third stage.
After Raichu, known as Gorochu.
It had horns and fangs, and it bared horns and fangs.
Yeah.
However, it was scrapped for
balancing reasons.
Balance.
If this thing was considered too powerful for Generation 1, I don't know what this thing was capable of.
People, and thus Gorochu, us hundreds of
borrowing thousands of different designs for Gorochu circuits.
Then on May 17th last year, we got a manga talking about Satoshi Tajiri. And in it we learned stuff about the development process. and including in several new Pokemon we had not seen before, or such as a shark, a cactus, a deer, some reptile, some creature, some crocodile,
crocodilian creature,
or a balloon and a balloon and
an elephant.
And
The elephant
was partially
cut
off. Oh yeah, and then there was it was the onomatopoeia for Godzilla's roar. Yown. I was surprised, and this was all during the speculation, and it's also during the speculation of in the next game in the series. He's relating to Kanto. This is when Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was just a rumor. And well, suddenly all this information about scrapped Kanto content kind of led people. This couldn't have been a coincidence.
And
well,
that's not really the top of
it. Then completely and the lost content didn't stop during up in May. When on May 26th, digging through Gen 2 disassembly, we found what was thought to be lost to time.
The original versions of Pokemon
on Gold and Silver, showing us the original design layout of the game in scrapped feature. Such as the elusive skateboard, or in several Pokemon that either got reworked or never saw the light of day. Sure, technically speaking, some concepts were reused. With some designs, but not the raw designs. And then, it didn't stop there. So the Gen 2 discovery is set at the internet on fire.
Everyone was talking about it. It was all over the Pokemon community.
So there was fan art thousands of art.
Thousands of art
pieces. People even asked Japanese kids, these people from Japan, and who actually played the demo.
And they were shocked that it was found.
And some were skeptical of it. But throughout the summer, this was about all people were talking about. Because Game Freak was being a butt and not being clear about information. Yes. And so this is all people went off with. So how did fan art go with the Gen 1 Betamons we got? I found on the bed, but nowhere near as many. Then, in August, just a small site opened up called the Helix Chamber. And they were looking through this the Game Center CX video of Pokemon with Tajiri, where we briefly saw where he was showing people was I guess the original the real life Pokedex during development. And wait a minute,
that kind of looks like something else.
For 14 years, Kotora and Raitora
have been.
The Electric Tigers from the Space World demo.
Were originally planned for the Gen 1 beta.
But also scrapped. It's quite a sad tale for these two, isn't it?
Especially considering how much the fandom love them.
They did a lot of digging and found it was a perfect match. So, actually, well, some people thought that was interesting. Well, not a lot of people even mentioned it. I think I only learned about this thing thanks to a video about content from Gen 1. And then things went quiet, and then of course, I think either Masuda or Sugimori, he said he had to throw us a middle finger when asked about Gorochu in the future, and they said you'll probably never see it yet. In the future.
Once the design was cut, it almost never
She never even showed us a design.
We never even got to see the beta design for Gorochu.
Ooh, that's a fucking slap in the face. Ace. Yeah, they were perfectly okay with saying that. And then I think around Christmas, last Christmas, we got suddenly more scrapped Pokemon. Not just any scrapped Pokemon on beta design. For drastically different beta design for Pokemon, such as Tentacool was originally something called Ambler. Tentacool was something called Ambler. And it looked really weird.
Yeah.
And here's a right here.
Yeah.
It had a fucking squid mouth. Shelter was literally just a cloister, or just a smaller cloister. Rhyhorn had way more spikes. Rhyhorn had way more spikes. Arcanine had the name Windy. Had wings on. Looks like it had wings on it. And the three that stood out were, well, there was Gyarados, who looked complete. It looks like a fucking elite each monster. No, that sure sums up its name. The atrocious Pokemon. On it, there was what the fuck is this thing? Scyther.
And there was Beta Scyther.
Oh.
Previously known as Dragon Form.
Or Aether is a mantis with dragon-like qualities.
It was originally a dragon with mantis.
What? It's so weird.
It's so strange.
Most interesting in Discovery, a brand new Pokemon. We had a previously undiscovered Pokemon called Omega. It was something that we'd never seen. Something we'd never seen in before. A concept that hasn't even been reused to this day.
A Pokemon that's just straight up.
A robot Pokemon.
You know, that's funny. Yes, you do kind of have mechanical Pokemon with Magnus.
But not a straight.
Magnezone and Genesect, who decided that it can't. Golden's basically an ancient robot. If you want to call it. You're the closest we've gotten to an actual robot Pokemon.
But
we've never gotten a true robotic Titan in the same way.
It was as you could tell by the design, of it, that's just Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
It's literally Mechagodzilla. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, Game Freak. Tajiri said he based Ace designs off of things from his childhood, and there were all. As Pokemaniac Steve would say,
big buff.
I like big burly and buff Pokemon. And that's what they were going for. So yeah, this was, but unfortunately, only one or two actually he covered that news. I don't. What?
I did just say we completely lost interest in Gen 1 news after the
What happened? And then it all what's the expression? It all came February 16th in Helix Chamber charity stream insight charity group Pokeathon said they would have something special. They would have something special that day. Hey, this was 2 days after Valentine's Day. Just on a side note. And well, what did they have? Well, for one, the stream ran late. It took some people showed up late to the stream, even they were still in the middle of something else. But then when they finally got to it, it was previously undiscovered, previously unseen in Pokemon from
the Gen 1 beta,
the Gen 1 prototype. Except. And also the controversy surrounding it. They were playing a ROM hack with that had these things. However,
what designs were completely speculatory based on the back
however, they insisted that this was the official beta. When people called them out on their bullshit, they just ignored, they just banned, they just blocked the users. And said, which was actually very unfinished, which was actually very buggy.
They were told to only go to certain parts.
They intentionally avoided nasty crashes. I think like 5 or 6 people reported on this, but well, what's going on?
Why don't people care?
Not even the so-called Gen 1ers is out of an eye. Alright. So what were the contents of the beta, for the prototype? Well, the story went, and last summer, they were in contact with someone, in contact with someone who had the asset, who had a fucking ROM for it, the prototype. I've been alongside assets. They asked to see E161, and well, they trusted, Helix trusted the source from Earth because they had it matched. It was because the number matched. Kotora was in the same spot.
Which is what they only they had deciphered
an obscure video. In the creation in the series.
Without anything official confirming it, the Helix Chamber went through tons of work to decipher where the Kotora was number 160.
As we know, as everyone knew, they were originally, judging by the leftover Missingno, judging by the 39 Missingno found, there were originally 190 Pokemon on him. Well, so did they give away the ROM? No.
Of course not, because they wanted to preserve its value.
What? They wanted to preserve its value. Yeah, this was one of the strikes people took against it, and its legitimacy because of how stupid that reasoning is.
It basically just boils down
onto them being
who owned it being selfish.
So, and all we had to go off were assets, which, oh, no. People just tore it up because of one thing. You know what it was? You was in the asset, was in the list of sprites, which showed showed the Pokemon, but why weren't the front sprites there?
Because the person who sent it didn't want to reveal the front.
Yeah, they just didn't include them.
Yeah, the person who sent it removed the front sprites so that they wouldn't actually get to see the movie Pokemon.
Yeah, the fuck, yeah. And we all know how credible Gen 1 back sprites are, right?
Yeah. It could mean anything.
They could, it look like anything on the front. And so, why is Mew such a big deal in this? As Shigeki Morimoto said, Mew was added right at the end of development, and when there were just a few bikes left on the cart. However, he said Mew was always meant to be this, it was only meant to be part of the, was still always part of the lore. Was always meant to be name dropped. However, then what the fuck? Then what is it doing here? And also, there was a second sprite from Mew, which was labeled Blue Mew. Ooh, hold on, what? What? So yeah, Mew threw everyone off, and unfortunately, this is what people called on its death sentence.
Everyone believed it was completely
because of the inconsistency in that, or some dumbasses that said it didn't have those beta sprites we saw. It didn't have the fucking Kokana line. AKA Beta Weedle, or the old Dragonair sprites.
Which again, was also the same thing that were written. Omega
Because its number was written up was eaten up by Mew. Alex, didn't you propose a theory for it? As to why Mew was even there? You said it was originally. You said it was originally. But decided against. But removed until it was slipped in without knowing, without people knowing. Well, as you know, as everyone knows, Mew was the reason in the games were even successful. So, well, what? No. To those that doubted this, this content, and
it also included in maps and character
a sprite sheet, the sprite sheet, and in a recent Famitsu interview,
they revealed the sprite sheet
that was
identical to the one in the unsent in the beta.
Yep. It was like including some weird cat sprite, and what Helix Chamber dubbed the Slowpoke Wizard. This was all the Lost Female Trainer design sprite. And well, they said they got this undoubtedly confirmed the legitimacy the prototype. Right. So what other things were included with that? What were the contents of the prototype? Well, I won't go over everything. Not going to go over everything, but the things include apparently Squirtle was a two-stage evolution. Was a split evolution.
Now Squirtle goes to Wartortle, goes to Blastoise. But originally, Squirtle either evolved into Wartortle or a Pokemon Blast type, which then evolved into either
a Pokemon that evolved into Blastoise.
The Blast type was a Pokemon that evolved into Blastoise. Wartortle instead evolved into a Pokemon that the Exchange dubbed Totartle.
Now, as we know, Blastoise was one of the earliest designs, so it was always meant to exist. But I guess they want this explains why Wartortle.
Even Wartortle is so different from the other two evolutions.
And it goes from yeah.
And why it has these random wings that don't. Why it has these weird earwings that don't have any that aren't even remotely synced in its before.
Yeah, that's there's also what they originally thought was some walrus. This turned out to be.
On a closer look, it appears that this could in fact be Goroshi.
Ooh, considering in a sheet that went along with it, list of attacks, a move list that went along with it. It said Pikachu evolved into Pikachu evolved into it. It evolved into the same number, or they found, or is it? In number as Gorochu, as what looks like the back sprite. Oh yeah, something about a lot of. Almost, Clefairy was the only Pokemon that evolved with a move over the stone. Everything else was just, including Pikachu, which didn't evolve and fully evolve until level 40. And also, the speculated Totartle is, actually, he has only one move listed.
Which means his moveset was like the unfinished.
Then, well, other interesting things. Remember the Katora line and that you know as a 2-stage?
Originally, there was a 3rd stage to it.
That they dubbed Gautora. And, well, let's just say that their sprite interpretation looks weird. There were definitely a lot more dragon type in Kanto. Oh, we had these weird lizard looking things. From the and as we know, Gyarados was originally meant to be a dragon type. Scyther could have possibly been one too.
Nowadays, we still don't have a Dragon Ball type.
For the life of me, I don't know why Gyarados is a flying type.
I don't know why Omega isn't a Dragon type.
There's
a Dragon Fly.
Yeah, that's besides the point of the video. And also, apparently Marowak was a 3-stage line at one point. And had, wait a minute.
What?
That looks familiar. It's carrying a child. Wait, hold the phone. Oh yeah, and Sun and Moon, by the way, in Sun and Moon, Cubone, by chance, ants can call for a Kangaskhan. By chance, call, any chance, call for a Kangaskhan and not a Marowak. Which seemed to be really weird. Thing is, if you've been on the internet for long enough,
you've probably heard the theory that
Cubone is actually a baby Kangaskhan. Despite the fact that because they use the similarities of the sprite, is of Cubone's sprite. I was honestly doubting that. I honestly doubted this.
This even confirmed that there was a fan connection to that.
and mainly because Mega Kangaskhan shows the child its whole body. It's fucking, guys, it's fucking in pink.
Yeah, originally it was planned to have a connection to
They dubbed of the creature. They dubbed of the design Guardia. There was also Zubat was originally a 3-stage line, but not what you think it is.
Instead of Golbat having an evolution,
And we got
had a pre-evolution.
what?
Yep.
There's what now? Zubat had a pre-evolution that fans dubbed Bidybad. What? Yeah, I'm honestly glad and they ended up. I'm honestly glad they chose Crobat instead. And also, Psyduck was with.
It had a middle stage originally, known as which was dubbed the Weird Duck.
Yeah.
It was originally speculated that Zubat, since Koduck evolves into Golbat.
Kobat and the Zubat.
Biddybat. They speculated that Biddybat could have been known as Kobat, and Weird Duck could have been known as Zubat. So it would have been and Koduck, Zubat, Golduck, and Golduck, and Kobat, Zubat, and Golbat.
Yeah, Weird Duck. Yeah, Weird Duck sure is, yeah, those fucking strange eyes.
Green, at least in the design interpretation, it's green and has black eyes.
I was afraid of the backspring was really fucking, it's like fucking staring at you. Also included are the backsprite I previously seen in Mangamon we've dubbed the original ones.
The original ones that we mentioned earlier. There was also an unused squid Pokemon.
I guess a 2-stage age line.
And it's usually based on squids
and so they dubbed the fans dubbed Blotto and Pendraken. And seriously, it's a fucking Kraken. And this some say this might have actually this could have possibly inspired the AK line. Oh yeah, it turns out. Oh yeah, do you remember Urgone? And that looks kind of familiar.
It looks like the substitute doll.
Oh my God! Look at its face. Look at that.
It's so disgusting. And that's its back sprite. That was the official cut.
It was the back. It looks so disturbed. Then there were these, what they had trouble trying to decipher, they had trouble trying to decipher it for these weird round thing on creatures. They saw looked kind of like frogs. There was also these bird-looking, these bird or slash fish-looking creatures. It might have been a fighting type. A water fighting type. Think of that. Well, we had Poliwrath, but it's a very uncommon type.
Poliwrath was completely different.
Well, yeah, if that's if you want, yeah, Poliwrath was originally this thing. It was originally that thing with a crown on it. Well, Poliwrath was present into the assets.
Either the Split Evolution or the original hadn't been removed yet. It might be the same reason for both Guardia and Kangaskhan present. Because Guardia because it hadn't decided which one to keep.
Thing is, we don't have a date for when these assets go back to.
They could really get any point during development.
Either from 1993 to 1995. You think I'm done talk? Oh, sure. I think I might be done talking about the Pokemon, but that. But wait. There's more.
First off,
there's the design for the. In terms of the maps, oh my. Roots literally just had were mostly blank lines with cleverly as they cleverly put the number they shaped into the number in the form of the grass. That's cool, albeit the roots are all almost empty. Originally the Pokemon League was held by by Sylph, called the Sylph League. Even though, as the map shows, there was a dungeon. There's a 8-floor dungeon and
ending in a battle with Mewtwo.
Yeah, well, they originally until it worked in the Indigo Plateau, which was a very late decision. They already worked on a replacement, which would have, get this, a dungeon that would have contained every trainer class in the game and every gym leader, or culminating with a fight against Mewtwo. Judging by the list of encounter on the encounter list, Mewtwo was at the last spot. Wow, Mewtwo was always relegated to final boss and spin-offs. This would have actually been really cool. There's also, hey, remember this beta map they shown in the pitch? It's with the main map in one under Celadon City. It had no placement.
Well, that's in this.
There's the lost 12th town. What? Wait a minute. The truck.
This is where the truck was used.
They originally had.
This is where the truck asset was originally planned.
Everyone knows the infamous up by the SSN, and you can reach that has that. Unless you do certain things like grab, ignore or skip cut, like trade someone, have someone trade you.
Yeah, but you can't be
or like surfing over or the NPC that blocks you, grabbing cut but purposefully losing, or trading having someone trade you the HM, your Pokemon with the HM, and completely negating the need to go there. Thing is, this truck has been referenced in subsequent remakes, where you can get a lava cookie. Oh, that's funny. But the truck, it was a small area.
Apparently, this truck was originally you set piece for this unused town.
Why is it still in the final game?
I assume they just decided.
I guess
we might as well put this asset somewhere.
I know.
Threw it out in a random part of the map.
The town looked like this. Other noteworthy things are Pokemon centers were at the time called inns. And oh yeah, apparently Cerulean Cave was it was called the map. This is labeled Cerulean Cave Bird Dungeon. It's a 3 or area or maze. Hey, so I'm guessing this is where one of the legendary birds would have went. Yeah, the interesting part about Pokemon centers being called inns is that, as we know in concept art, there's also oh yeah, Moltres also had a standalone dungeon. And Oak's lab was weirdly enough called Oak School.
Yeah, just bizarre on many levels.
Was he? Were you a student of? Were you one of Professor Oak's students? And there are other things like things in the map, such as unused gym design, the Sylph League, some place called the Champ Cup. I have no idea what that is. Was that what the Pokemon League looked like? But I think that's about all I have to cover with maps. Now, what about the juicy stuff? Those trainers. First, for one, the main character was very different. Before Red, there was this one, Meat. The original protagonist is to, interestingly enough, has a sprite carrying a whip. So I guess you would have evolved. You would have evolved like your rival. Also interesting in note. You're right. There's someone named. There's a character in here named Umezo. Your rival will be named. Your rival being named instead of Blue. Your rival's name was Take, which by the way means bamboo.
Yeah. Well, it's also used to
and Ume, which means plum. I'm pretty sure they even theorized perhaps he was your brother, or very similar to Ken from the Space World demo. Blaine also Blaine as seen in concept art. Sugimori he tweeted. It looked like a soldier or oh yeah, what does his gym look like? What does the map for his gym look like? Oh Jesus Christ, I guess he set off explosives in there. And as we see there, and as well, as common fact now, Brock wasn't always the first gym leader. It was this fucking kid. It was this kid who originally had a sprite that looked like a youngster, or named Yujiro. Brock, on the other hand, well, he had a radically different design. I remember. This was Yujiro possibly. His design doesn't really look like it shows any typing. And well, possibly the first gym leader he ran in the Viridian gym. And because as many lists show, Giovanni wasn't even a gym leader at this point. Why didn't it? And as we've seen from Sugimori's concept art, gym leader concept art, I have it right. I have it saved. it started with this kid, Brock was the second, and Misty was the third, Lieutenant Surge was fourth, North Erica was fifth, and Kogyo was presumably sixth, and Blaine was seventh. We didn't get Sabrina's number, but as we could assume,
Giovanni was legitimately at that point, she was the final gym.
pretty sure the weird note is that Sabrina and Yujiro have the same wearing the same badge. And for some reason, I don't know what this means. People tried to make a connection. They were possibly related. And Brock, oh my! This is, well, he certainly did, he looked different. He also had a different name, in which, unfortunately, his name was Ichitaru, which, Ichi mean in Japan, so much for, wow, pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate, don't you think? There's also what looks like Blaine's current sprite is actually, this ain't it, Chief. No, the Chief. I went over that. Also, interesting note is that Yujiro's sprite, Yujiro's spot was later overwritten by Bruno. Yeah, people speculated that that the Chief would have possibly used bug types. Then, interesting note about Giovanni, he was from a list of teams.
He originally used flying types.
You know, look at the Earth badge. What does that look like to you?
A feather.
Yeah, that.
Giovanni still used flying types around the time that he was considered to be doomed and had a bad design.
Yeah, something I think some. I think when I was talking about. Pretty sure there were actually. Pretty sure there were actually nine gems at one point. Yeah, because there's one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one on the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one. I think it was called Secret Gem or something. Yeah, Giovanni was a flying type gym leader. In place the psychics, were the firefighters, which would have possibly used water types, possibly scrapped due to redundancy. We had, pretty sure we had the fisherman and swimmer classes. There's also this, I think, early last sprite. This student sprite. It's a little girl. And my personal favorite of the scrap design is that was never used again. And a full, closest we've seen to a the closest Migurna's the closest we've gone to a robot, to a full-on robot. But how about a robot trainer? That's right. Right, we originally had one, and the name was Shinjuku. Shinjuku's for those that don't know, is a district in Japan. And then Jack, Jack. It's so bizarre. What do you have to say? And when that was still in the game. And then also, someone pointed out on Twitter that this design looks kind of familiar. It's kind of similar to Jackie from Virtua Fighter. which, as we know, if you know, Sugimori is a huge fan of Sega. And someone went into the game corner and Let's Go showing a black belt as being a possible reference, and to that, being a possible Virtua Fighter reference. But oh my, I think and that, I think, covers it.
Yeah.
This video somehow turned into reached 50 minutes. But as I was trying to find the title of this video, when no one after when it was shown, all this Kanto information past Gorochu was ignored. No one really cared that much.
Watch out for Gorochu.
Were people more interested in the Johto beta? Were people just not? Is it because the stuff came out of nowhere? Or maybe it's what I'll talk about in my my Let's Go review. Or people? I guess people are just. Maybe it's true. People are just sick of Kanto.
Why didn't you unmute?
Oh shit. Maybe people are. Maybe it's true.
People are just sick of Kanto.
Oh.
But anyways.
That being said, I'm Nosren.
I'm Emery.
And bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video. Yeet.